Hi guys, so I'm back with another video today and I'm really enjoying just posting loads of different recipes and showing you guys like all of my different creations. Like I've always had a passion for cooking, so yeah, I'm just trying to make the most of the time really, and I feel like with everything that's going on at the moment, like you might as well. Yeah, I feel like personally like I've held myself back quite a lot, in many different aspects, but yeah, I just feel like, you know what, fuck this COVID bullshit. I'm not gonna be sitting here and just like feeling bad about stuff that I haven't done when I can just do it now. So but anyways, enough of my rambling. So today I'm going to be showing you guys just a leftovers pie that I made. I just had like a few ingredients left over from a meal that I made. So I made a roasted butternut squash with couscous, which is already posted on my channel if you want to check that out. And yeah, I've literally just used the ingredients that were left over from that, and then with like a curry coconut sauce just to kind of add a little bit of flavour to the rest of the food. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this, and you know, you can just use the leftovers that you have at home, and the recipe for the coconut curry sauce will be in the description box. So if you do want to check that out and use that and use it with what you have as your leftovers, then go ahead and do that. But if not, and you want to make this exact recipe, everything will be in the description box, so you can check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe and I'll see you in the next bit. Hi there guys, so I'm just gonna start off by measuring out the flour for the pastry. I did use a whole wheat flour. The one that I'm actually using is a chapati flour, but it's literally the same as any other whole wheat plain flour that you can get. So I just popped in a little bit of that and I measured out 112 grams. Did put a little bit too much in there, so just measure out a little bit just to make sure it's really accurate, the amount that you've got in the bowl. Then I'm just gonna add some seasonings. So I did some cayenne pepper, some salt and some pepper just to add some extra flavour to the pastry, because it's really going to help complement the flavours that are in the pie that I'm making. So I've got some dairy-free butter and I measured out 60 grams of this. I realised by this point that I should have just put all the dry ingredients in first and then put in the butter, but either way it's still going to work out really well, so yeah, it's a good result in the end. So now I'm just going to add some turmeric powder. Just added in a teaspoon of this. This is going to give it a really nice yellow colour. You can add in more, but turmeric does have quite a strong flavour, so yeah, just go ahead and add how much you like, but I'd say 1 teaspoon is more than enough. Now I'm just going to give that a little quick mix with what's in there already, and I'm just going to start to mix it in the Kenwood machine. So I've got the dough beater attached, which is going to just give that quick mix for a few minutes. And in between, I'm just going to be checking it to make sure that there's not too much dough stuck to the dough hook. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I'm just using the spatula just to kind of mash up the rest of the flour and the butter together and making sure that it's all completely combined. I did add some chives in as well, as you can see. If you don't have chives, just add a little bit of garlic powder. That will still give it that nice kind of garlicky flavour that the chives do. And just give it another mix as well to make sure that that is then combined again with the rest of the ingredients. So now I'm just going to start to combine the dough into a ball. I'm just using the spatula at first, but then I'll just use my hands just to make sure that it does incorporate all the flour together and all of the spices that I've put in there. Once that's done, you can then just wrap that up in a bit of cling film or a plastic bag and just leave that in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes. And while that's in there, you can just start to prepare your leftovers. So I've got some couscous and half a bit of butternut squash. So I've just given the couscous a little bit of a mix with the spoon just to make sure that it's all incorporated. And then I'm literally just going to cut up the butternut squash and add that to the pan with a dash of hot water. So now I'm just going to add in the curried coconut cream. So adding the water is just going to help to soften up the coconut because it had hardened while it had been in the fridge. So that's just going to make sure that it's really going to combine well with the rest of the ingredients and be a nice sauce. So that's on the stove. I'm just going to grease my pie dish, and I put in about half a teaspoon of dairy-free butter just to add to the dish to make sure that the ingredients don't stick and the pastry doesn't stick as well. So I'm just going to turn up the heat on the stove and give the leftovers a really good mix. Really want to make sure that everything's cooked through properly and that it's really nice and hot. So you can just leave that on the stove to simmer down and get your pastry ready. So just flour the board and make sure you've got a little bit on the rolling pin as well. And then you can start to roll that out. So I literally just made enough to fit on the top of the pie, and I used my dish to measure out the exact amount that I needed for the top of it. With those extra bits, you can create a little design. I just made some little leaves to go on the top. And then I just used the sharp knife to just, get a nice accurate design. And I just wanted to make it look prettier. So I just literally used the knife just to make those really fine lines and to add a little bit of detail. With the extra bit of pastry, I just rolled that up, popped that in the freezer so that I could use it for another meal or just literally a quick lunch if I'm just cooking for myself. So now I'm just going to add the ingredients into the bowl, and I'm just using a spatula because it's really good at really getting everything out of the pan. And now I'm just going to pop the pastry on top. I was just kind of playing around with how I wanted it to look with the leaves on top, and then you can just put a little bit of a wash on the top of that so that the pastry gets a nice glossy finish. Just use any plant-based milk or any milk at home if you're not having dairy free. I don't know what happened here, but the lighting got a bit funky and went a bit yellow. But there you are, you can see it. And I'm just going to pop it in the oven at 180 degrees Fahrenheit. And I cooked that for about 15-20 minutes until it's golden brown. And I just prepared an avocado because I really wanted to have a nice little bit to go with my salad and my lovely delicious pie. So there were a few brown bits, so I just scooped them out. A lot of people would probably have thrown that away, but I just felt like that was quite wasteful, and I just wanted to use it up, to be honest, because if I left any longer then it would be completely inedible. And then I've just got some sun-dried tomatoes, and I've got all my ingredients ready to go on the plate, so I'm going to start to basically plate that up now. But here you can get a little look into what I put on my plate. So I've got a glass ramekin which I'm just going to put my salad into, and literally just stuff that completely full with salad. Then I'm just going to literally cut my pie. So I just cut it where the leaves were because I wanted to be able to get the design in that I had to post it on Instagram. Yeah. So the crust kind of came off and then the filling was underneath, but to be honest, it didn't really matter. As you know, things are never really going to be perfect, but the taste was perfect and that's what matters. So I'm just going to scoop out the avocado and I'm going to dress the plate with some extra sun-dried tomatoes because it just adds a really nice sweet flavour which balances with the spices in the pie. this was really delicious and tasty, and it's a really good way of using up your leftovers and just using what you have in the fridge. So yeah, as you can see, it is a really quick, delicious and tasty recipe. And like I said, the ingredients and the recipe will be in the description box, so you can check that out. And you can make this exact recipe. As I said, you could use your own leftovers, but if you want this specific recipe, check out my roasted butternut squash video and check the description box to see the ingredients that I used to make it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please like, comment and subscribe. Like, it really would mean a lot. I've just started this channel, so it's good to kind of see what your responses are to what I'm creating, and just comment in if there's anything you think I could change or improve to make it better. But yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and thank you for watching.